reimagine all our voices in harmony with source. Samba, rumba, rimba, Afro, Cuban beats, Italian opera, salsa, Latina, Tai Chi, mariachi, three-chord punk rock beats in the symphony, the trance.
Why is your book called Soul Graffiti?
So I live in a neighborhood where there's a lot of graffiti and a lot of murals. And the thing I love about graffiti and murals is that it's communication where people really live. Another thing about graffiti is that it's often two-way communication. If you like what somebody else put up, you'll leave your own graffiti there. When we think about questions about God and the meaning of life, we need to talk about it, not just have something that's one way.
One of the big themes in Soul Graffiti is personal stories.
In our stories is where we're going to find God, if God can be found. I can remember as a teenager being in church services, and we were listening to stories about a homeless prophet who wandered around offering healing and help to those in need. And I wondered, why are we sitting in this formal building looking at the life and teachings of someone who was really a radical revolutionary? So I hope in Soul Graffiti to give people a chance to explore Jesus as the revolutionary trickster and provocateur that he intended to be. I think we're living in a time where it doesn't work for most of us to sit passively listening to the spiritual solutions that organized religion tries to give us. We want to be participants in the process. We want to be a part of a conversation.
What is the message of Jesus?
And the invitation of Jesus is to move into being a healer in our world, to learn to put the pieces back together and be a part of expanding the boundaries of love.
I think a lot of people could get behind a message like that.
And maybe that's why Jesus was so popular in his day and why thousands of people traveled around listening to him and watching the kind of life that he lived, because he had learned to tap into the love of the Creator and to flow with that. He used lots of metaphors, he told lots of stories. I think he did performance art to try and provoke people to consider what we're really made for, what it really means to be human. To make a life in the way of Jesus means we're looking for the sacred and the spiritual in all of life. The spiritual life is about food, it's about sex, it's about love, it's about house repairs and raising kids, it's about figuring out what to do with our anxiety, figuring out how to deal with stress, figuring out how to relax on the weekends. I meet many people who have sort of given up on religion because they feel like the religious tradition that they have been exposed to didn't really acknowledge the grittiness of real life. I think the Psalms in the ancient scriptures provide an example of this. You have the writers of those Psalms, I think they're kind of like rap poems or spoken word, sometimes even saying, God, where the hell are you? I feel like you've abandoned me. Have you fallen asleep? I've included several poems in the book as well.
Reimagine. Reimagine life with me. Look and see the splendor of my blooming spring garden. Rest weary home. Weep. Weep while you can, while you still feel, while the pain is still real, while my love still heals. Reimagine. Non-fiction, info, color, humanity, and divinity live in concert together. The I and the we making sweet synergy. It's the song we long to hear. Let the aria resound. May the earth shake with the reverberation of your ancient, apocalyptic, prodigious creativity. Reimagine. Reimagine.